Hello everyone and welcome to Astropy. Let's take a look at the most recent and interesting NASA space missions. In this video, we will discuss about NASA's Perseverance mission, Double Asteroid Redirection Test or DART mission, and of course, the James Webb Telescope mission. Well, both Perseverance and James Webb are exploration missions, while DART is something that NASA has never done. So, without wasting our time, let's start with DART mission.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and liftoff of the Falcon 9 and DART on NASA's first planetary defense test to intentionally crash into an asteroid.
DART mission will be the first mission from NASA for self-defense. If the mission is successful, NASA and other space agencies could deflect an asteroid that may hit Earth one day. The cost of the entire DART mission is about $330 million, well below that of many of the space agency's most ambitious science missions. The Double Asteroid Redirection Test, or DART, was launched at 10:21 p.m. Pacific Time on November 23rd with the assist of SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket from Vandenberg Space Force Base, California. The true test of this DART mission will come in September of 2022, when the spacecraft reaches its destination and collides, to see how it impacts the motion of the asteroid. The mission target is a small moonlet called the Dimorphos, orbiting the near-Earth asteroid Didymos. This will be NASA's first mission on behalf of planetary defense, and also be the first time humans have altered the dynamics of a solar system body in any measurable way. Near-Earth object NEO are asteroids and comets that orbit Earth within 30 million miles. NEOs might possess occasional threats to Earth. NASA in a post mentioned, "It's our primary focus to find all NEO that could potentially cause grave harm to our planet." It's the perfect time for DART mission, as Dimorphos is relatively close to Earth with a distance of about 11 million kilometers. The spacecraft is programmed to crash at Dimorphos at a speed of 24,140 kilometers per hour. A camera on the spacecraft called the Draco and autonomous navigation system will help the spacecraft to detect and collide with Dimorphos. The mission's aim is to deliberately crash into the moonlet to see if we can change the asteroid's motion in space. The collision will be recorded by Light Italian CubeSat for imaging of asteroids, a companion satellite provided by the Italian Space Agency. It will also be the Italian Space Agency's first deep space mission. The briefcase-sized CubeSat will travel on DART and will be deployed before the impact happens. The video of the collision will be streamed back to Earth, but we need to wait until next September. Astronomers will be able to compare the observations from Earth-based telescopes before and after DART's kinetic impact to determine how much orbital period of Dimorphos changed. Dimorphos was chosen for this mission as of its relative size that could pose a threat to Earth. However, Double Asteroid System itself is not a threat to Earth. The spacecraft is 100 times smaller than the moonlet, so it won't obliterate it, but it is believed that the spacecraft will give a small nudge to the moonlet and deflect its path. Dimorphos completes an orbit around Didymos every 11 hours and 55 minutes, and if the impact is successful, it will change that period by at least 73 seconds. It doesn't sound like a lot, but the change can be observed and measured from ground-based telescopes on Earth. This mission will help NASA to measure the momentum transfer between the spacecraft and moonlet and will show how much is needed to change the course of an asteroid completely. NASA mentioned, if one day an asteroid is discovered on a collision course with Earth, then we will have an idea how much momentum we need to make that asteroid miss the Earth. Currently, there are no asteroids on direct collision courses with Earth. However, there are more than 27,000 near-Earth asteroids. NASA believes finding asteroids that are on crash collision early and deflecting the orbit by a small fraction will save our entire planet. 3 years after the DART impact, another mission, Hera, will arrive to Moonlet to study physical properties and aftermath of the collision. This may sound like a long time to wait between impacts and follow-up, but it's based on a lesson learned from the past. In 2005, NASA launched 815-pound copper impact into a comet, Tempel 1, but the spacecraft was not able to see the result created because of the impact released tons of dust and ice. Well, we'll need to wait one more year to find the impact of DART collision. James Webb Telescope, the largest and most expensive instrument that's ever been flown. 131 times more powerful than our old Hubble telescope. We launch several missions to space every once in a while, but every now and then there comes a landmark mission. After years of delays, James Webb is finally getting off the planet to unravel the mysteries of the universe. And today we will discover the possibility of looking back in time with James Webb Telescope. But before we get into that, please don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons. It really lets us know that you enjoy this kind of content. Imagine you could open a portal and look back into the past and watch the years of events unfold. It's something unachievable on the planetary level, but when you travel to space, time starts acting weird. For example, if you look into the sun, you're actually looking as it was 8 minutes in the past. This is because light from the sun takes 8 minutes to reach our planet. If you were to live in Neptune and look at the sun, you'd see the sun as it was 4 hours in the past. Our closest stellar neighbor is Proxima Centauri, and there's a planet orbiting it called Proxima b. It is very similar to Earth, and it might even host aliens. If they were to look into Earth with a giant telescope, they'd see what happened on Earth 4 years ago. But even this is so tiny a distance when compared to our universe. There are planets like Earth hundreds or thousands of light years away, and if you were to look at Earth with a massive telescope from there, you could even see dinosaurs. But what if we had our own giant telescope to look at them? Would we see alien dinosaurs, or if we looked beyond that, could we see the formation of the galaxy itself? Or even how the Big Bang occurred? This is why James Webb may be the coolest thing that humans have ever launched into space. It's a terrifyingly complex telescope that cost a spectacular amount of money, and NASA is about to load it onto the rocket and blast it into space. Assuming that nothing goes wrong during the mission, this telescope could provide us with answers to some of the most mysterious questions. The James Webb Telescope has been under construction for about 25 years. The idea for James Webb was developed in the late 90s with a plan to launch it in 2007. It's a joint mission from NASA, European Space Agency, and Canadian Space Agency. There were a lot of manufacturing issues, cost issues, and the mission even underwent complete redesign in 2007. James Webb was ready in 2016, but various issues delayed the launch, which includes testing failure. Even the entire project was put on hold during the pandemic, and then there was a canceled launch in October of 2021. Now, it looks like the time has come, and James Webb is finally ready to go in a matter of days. Whenever it launches, it is expected to be one of the most complex and exceptional missions that humans have ever launched. The mission is expected to last for 5 years, but scientists hope it will last for more than 10, but only time will tell. As per NASA, James Webb has 4 main mission goals. They are to learn more about earliest star and structure of the universe, to study how galaxies form, to study how stars and solar systems form, and lastly, to search for signs of life around the star systems. The entire mission is set to cost a staggering $10 billion. So, what should we expect from it? Once launched, the telescope has a long way to make it, and it will be moving fast. It'll only take a day and a half to pass the moon and will travel 1.5 million kilometers from Earth on a point called L2 region. On day 3 of its mission, the satellite starts to unfold, and this is a crucial part of the mission. There's no room for a single mistake. There are 300 single points of items across 7,000 parts and 178 release mechanisms. That means that if only one of these operations goes wrong, the entire mission was useless. Unlike Hubble, it's too far away to go up and fix. It's gonna take 29 days to release all of the mechanisms. Assuming the whole thing works out fine, what does the James Webb Telescope do? The infrared sensitivity is what makes Webb so unique. The unique thing about light is, it never disappears or ceases to exist. It just keeps radiating out to infinity, and that includes all the light from the Big Bang itself. The known age of the universe is 13.8 billion years old, and the Milky Way galaxy is 13.51 billion years old. We're close enough to the beginning of the universe, and James Webb should be able to see almost all of the light. It is estimated that the telescope could see the light from 13.7 billion years ago. Pretty much everything in our universe starts with a cloud of dust forming a disk, leading to the formation of stars. We've never been able to see in the middle before, but now we should be able to see how matter forms itself into the heavenly bodies. Another major milestone from the Webb telescope will be exoplanets. We're already able to look at exoplanets with our traditional methods, and we're only able to see the exoplanets that are massive enough to block light from its parent star. But with the James Webb telescope, we should be able to spot the smaller planet from a greater distance. Hey, if any aliens are watching this video, you got some bad news. You can't hide from us anymore. Webb also has a major advantage near home. We have a lot of asteroids and comets that are hiding interesting elements on them, as we can't send probes to every single one of them, but now we can view them in high definition. Remember that Omama that visited Earth in 2017? It's believed that it didn't originate in our solar system, and came from a distant part of our galaxy. God knows, it could have been aliens as well. Now with the James Webb, we should be able to get more details about these sorts of objects that keep wandering off our neighborhood. It'll also give us a better picture of our gas giants, outer solar system, and may also help us find Planet 9 if it's out there. If you want to know why NASA believes there's a Planet 9 in our solar system beyond the orbit of Pluto, check out this video. We'll leave a link in the description box below. Well, after every new mission to look further into space is launched, the most asked question is, are there aliens? Although it's not the primary mission of Webb, thanks to those infrared capabilities of the Webb, it would not only be able to view the most distant galaxies physically, but also should be able to view further back in time, towards the very first planets and stars that formed. It'll help scientists to create a more precise timeline of the galaxy. This will not directly result in the discovery of aliens, but it will better inform scientists where to look for the better chances of finding them. Ultimately, whether it's planets, stars, moons, galaxies, or aliens, James Webb will be providing a lot of new space data in the coming years. Although James Webb was planned in later years of last century, it will be iconic on this one. So, mark your calendar for the launch of this iconic mission. Even after launch, it will take several months for Webb to send us the first picture, but when it does, it'll outshine all the images that we had before. The universe will never look quite like this. Like the saying goes though, all good things must come to an end. And as we said earlier, the James Webb is so far away from Earth and it's not possible to conduct maintenance with our current technology. NASA is estimating the lifespan of the James Webb to be at least 5 years, but it could go as much as 10 years. But that's the limit of the fuel supplies on board. Obviously, the studies and findings of the James Webb will be cool, but what I'm hoping for are aliens. I'm really curious to find out if there are other forms of life like us out there in the galaxy. Let us know in the comments what results of the James Webb that you're really looking forward to. The NASA's Perseverance Mars rover has seen something that no one has ever seen. The Mars rover was able to drill a hole on the Martian rock and shared photos of the scratched surface. This is part of the rover's mission to collect and bring back the samples. Perseverance was designed to serve several missions and features new technologies which we will discuss today. Perseverance, also nicknamed as Percy, is a car-sized Mars rover designed to explore parts of Mars. It was launched on the 30th of July 2020 and landed on Mars on February 18th, 2021. Perseverance rover was designed by NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory and has a similar design to its predecessor rover Curiosity. It carries 7 primary payload instruments, 19 cameras, and 2 microphones. It also carries mini helicopter Ingenuity, an experimental aircraft and the first human-powered flight on another planet. So far, Ingenuity has covered 15 powered flights on another planet. We'll talk about Ingenuity later on, but let's get back to the Perseverance for now. The Perseverance rover was launched to investigate about the ancient Martian environments capable of supporting life and seeking out the evidence of former microbial life existing in those environments. It includes collecting rock and soil samples and testing oxygen production from the Martian atmosphere for future crewed missions. According to NASA, Perseverance's mission has 4 main science goals. They are looking for habitability, which includes identifying the past environments that were capable of supporting life. The next goal is seeking out biosignatures like signs of possible past life in Mars, which may be still preserved inside of a rock or the surface of Mars. The third goal is to cache the sample and collect core rock and store them for future studies. Last but not least is the mission to prepare for the next human visit, which includes testing the oxygen production on Mars. Now let's talk about the design and the limits of the Perseverance rover. The Perseverance rover shares similar designs to its predecessor rover, the Curiosity. The 2 rovers have similar body plans, landing system, cruise stage, and power system. However, the Perseverance rover had some improved designs. The rover's wheel is more robust and more durable. As Curiosity's wheels sustained some damage during the mission, NASA made more durable aluminum wheels with reduced width and greater diameter. The wheels are also covered with cleats for traction and curved titanium spokes for springy support. The heat shield of the Perseverance was made with phenolic-impregnated carbon ablator, which allowed it to withstand temperatures of up to 2,400 degrees Fahrenheit. The Perseverance features longer and stronger 2.1-meter arms with elaborate rock coring and sampling mechanisms. There's also a secondary arm hidden below the rover that helps to store the chalk-sized samples. The combination of the larger instrument and the new technologies made the Perseverance heavier, weighing 1,025 kilograms compared to the Curiosity at 900 kilograms, a 14% increase in weight. What puts life into this car-sized metal is radioisotope thermoelectric power generator, which uses 4.8 kilograms of the plutonium-28 and has a half-life of 87.7 years. It generates around 110 watts of electricity, which will decrease throughout the mission. Unlike solar panels, this provides engineers with significant flexibility in operating Rover even at night, during the dust storms, and throughout the winter. Let's take a look at the computing power of the rover. The Perseverance uses BAE System Radiation Hardened single-board computer based on PowerPC 750. The computer contains 128 megabytes of volatile DRAM, which runs at 133 MHz. The flight software runs on VxWorks operating system, which is able to access 4 GB of non-volatile memory on a separate card. The rover relies on 3 antennae for telemetry, all of which are relayed through the spacecrafts currently orbiting around Mars. The primary ultra-high frequency antenna sends data from the rover at maximum rate of 2 megabits per second. Just like a human's brain, the computer on Perseverance registers the vital signs of the rover, like power, temperature, along with everything that keeps rover alive. The main control loop consistently checks the system to ensure the rover is both able to communicate and it remains thermally stable at all times. It adjusts the body temperature accordingly and then records the power generation. The Perseverance features 2 computers, one of which is normally asleep. In the unlikely case of a problem, the second computer can be awakened to take over control and continue the mission. Let's have a look on the first ever helicopter launched on another planet, Ingenuity. The Perseverance rover didn't cover the journey from Earth to Mars alone. It was accompanied by the Ingenuity. The sole purpose of taking flight on another planet is a technology demonstration to test powered controlled flight on another world for the first time. It was a very controlled first flight in the extremely thin atmosphere of Mars. Although the gravity on Mars is 1/3 that of Earth's, its atmosphere is only 1% as thick, making it much harder to generate lift. The helicopter weighs about 1.8 kilograms and is 0.49 meters high. The rotor system spans about 1.2 meters and counter-rotating blades spin about 2,400 RPM. It is equipped with computers, navigation sensors, and 2 cameras. NASA mentioned that the project is solely a demonstration of technology and is not designed to support the Perseverance mission. The Perseverance rover has spent 7,039 hours since landing and covered 2.67 kilometer distance as of the 26th of October 2021. The sample collected by the Perseverance will be returned to Earth if everything goes well. The rover makes several observations before collecting the sample, and once the sample is collected, it gets sealed and stored in the rover until the mission team determines where and when it will deposit the sample on the Martian surface. Another mission will now have to be sent to Mars to collect those samples and launch them back to Earth. Right now, NASA wants that mission to hit Mars in 2026, with the sample returning to Earth by 2030. For the first time ever, Perseverance rover has recorded the sounds of Mars through its microphone. Here's the sound of the rover traveling through the surface of Mars. This is the sound of a helicopter flying on Mars. The Perseverance rover has a laser which drills a hole into Mars rocks by zapping. Here's the sound of the laser zaps on Mars rocks. Lastly, this is the sound of wind on Mars. Perseverance landed on Jezero Crater, which is a very interesting place and believed to be filled with water once. After launch engineers tested equipment on Perseverance for 14 sol days, 1 sol day means 1 solar day on Mars. After 14 days, Perseverance takes first footsteps onto Mars and stops to look back at its first step on Mars. On Sol 31, Perseverance dropped Derby Shield, protecting the helicopter, and drove away. In an area named Van Ziel Overlook, where Perseverance will retreat to watch the flights, the whole deployment process took about 6 days. Once the helicopter was deployed, Perseverance took a quick selfie with its partner and drove away. On April 20th, or Sol 60, Perseverance converts some of the Martian atmosphere to oxygen as a test. A toaster-sized piece of equipment aboard the rover called Moxie, in 1 hour it processed enough oxygen to keep an astronaut alive for 10 minutes. This was just a test, and the equipment can be scaled for future human visits. This method of oxygen production will be crucial during the human visit on Mars. Mars holds a lot of the mystery to the formation of our solar system and is a valuable place for exploration as it can be reached within 6 to 7 months. One of the most crucial features of humanity is our curiosity about life, the universe, and how things operate. Exploring space provides a means to satisfy our thirst for knowledge and helps to improve our understanding ourselves and our place in the universe. Mars can help us learn more about our home and uncover details of evolution and history of Earth and other planets in our solar system. We're planning to make a series of episodes to discuss the Mars Perseverance mission, so let us know if you're interested in that. This video was sponsored by people like you. If you found any value in this content, consider liking and subscribing to our channel. Also, don't forget to download our Android app from the Play Store. We'll have a link in the description box below. We have a lot of exciting videos coming in the future, so be sure to hit that bell icon to get updated. Till then, stay safe and we'll see you in our next video. Goodbye.